What's up, Stephen Johnson stocks? Very good month this month. The first 2 weeks I was down about 800, and then the last two weeks I turned pretty much a $700 account to 4.6 thousand. The annual profit will show I made 5,000 in January or something net, and then in February it'll show 3.2. But then I made 1.6 thousand yesterday. So when the borrow fees come off, you'll see my account balance is 4.6 or something. So yeah, I mean when borrow fees come off, it says I'm net like it'll be net 9 grand, but with borrow fees off, it'll be like 7 or 8 thousand. I'm up this year so far. So very 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 good month. I want to talk about how, and yeah, you'll see the numbers below. But I want to talk about the first 2 weeks of February compared to the second 2 weeks of February, because January was great. I was like mint 5k net. What a great month. From 700, grew my account 700%. I was like, I've made it. And then February I was red for the first 2 weeks. But then I ended up in the same place as January, like plus 5k-ish, just under 5k net again. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to analyze the first 2 weeks to the last 2 weeks now in front of you guys, and the dream's becoming a reality. Thank you. Got to say thank you to Tim Sykes. He stuck by me this whole trading journey, helped me learn, helped me grow. He was also like a kind of a support, although I mean he'll not be mad at me saying he was a dick sometimes, but sometimes he has to be a dick to make you motivated to prove that you can do it. And I have nothing but respect for the man now these days, and also Tim Bourne for the podcast helped immensely. Even Kim and Kitten was instrumental in the trading thing, and also Sam, an NLP coach who I've took on recently, who's also into quantum. But I don't want to thank too many people. Like I'm not made billions. I'm just saying it's just been a great 2 months and a great start of the year, and it's the second of 12 monthly recaps. Okay, so this news flash, this is a little bit laborious and it's tedious. I'm going to go date by date from the start of the month. We see we're on the first Monday of the month in February. I'm going to try and go date by date, look at the ticker, look at the profit and loss, and take the lessons learned. And if you're not a profitable trader, which 95% of the people watching will not be, probably 97, 98 won't be, I recommend you watch to the end of the video because this is like the no bullshit, literally boring, hard facts that will make you a profitable trader. The hard lessons that will make you profitable. The like nitty gritty insights that will make you profitable, like with none of the fucking bullshit. So it's boring, but watch till the end. And if you do watch to the end, right, I will be a profitable trader at the end of this video. What I've found as a trend is when I didn't really have much money and all I had was YouTube, everybody wanted to watch us fail. Everyone would comment, he's going to fail. And now that I've succeeded and I'm giving you the best advice imaginable, no fucker cares anymore. It kind of amazes me. But if you're one of the ones watching or sharing this, then let's enjoy. Let's go. VXRT was our first trade of the month. And VXRT, I think, is actually what I made 1.6k on. But I traded it early. It was a coronavirus stock. It was on the 3rd of Feb. Yeah, this was a Corona stock. I actually shorted it here and made all my money back on it. But I shorted it on this green day. And I remember thinking nothing is really up that day. But it was up too much. It was up from 25 cents to $1.6. It's now up to $4 in hindsight. But I shorted at the midst of the start of the coronavirus on this day here. And the two takeaway lessons were, normally when I short, it's like a stock's up a lot. And it's hard to explain, but generally say a stock's got a downtrend in chart, gaps up, everyone wants to sell because it's previously been up a lot and the bag holders are getting out at a good price. But this was a mistake because it was already up on the 31st and I shorted it on the 3rd. It did come down, but then Corona went mad. So VXRT was a bit of a loss. So I started February a little bit bad, and then I think on the 4th was where I really lost composure, and I took an $860 loss on DGLY. DGLY is not a Corona stock. It's a textbook, brilliant short, terrible long. And yeah, I mean, it was just the biggest joke ever. It would have, yeah, 4th of Feb. Typically DGLY, like you see these big wicks, big wick, gap down. What threw me off is it had a lot of volume. Like the float's 9 million and it traded 20 million on this day where I was long. I went long. It was an idiot move. I was like, if it went long here, even though it gave most of it back on 9 million, trades 17 million. It should. It's got a chance at going, and it was a huge mistake to trade conflict in indicators, because if a stock always gives back its highs, and if it never has a 2-day run ever, and if it's got this bad gap down here, no matter what, like that's like 3 bearish signals, and then if this is a bullish signal, if the volume's a bullish signal, it is. It's a relatively low float with high volume. It's kind of a bullish signal. But the reality is you've got conflict in indicators. When the indicators conflict, you shouldn't go. It was a great short, but I mean, in the end, it was a great short. It wasn't a great short because it was too much volume and low float. This was a no play, basically. And basically, I got off to $1,000 red. It's amazing that I recovered it all. The 5th was a nice day. MBRX was a good short. I think we'll try the way I know if I make these videos any more than 10 minutes, no one watches. So we'll go through a few of the start of the bad month, then we'll go to the end of the month. MBRX kind of turned around, but I was still red and green all month. MBRX would have been the 4th, this gap up and it came down here. I was short this, and it was a very simple premise. The float's 50 million. And it previously traded 40 million with the stock all up in the 3s. And then it's never traded volume really since. So you can pretty much guarantee everyone's underwater. So the first time it gaps, this is exactly what I was talking about with JMPX, what I generally look for in a short. If you guys are following, I hope you are. And if not, I'll say the same thing in the next 10 videos and you'll get it, because the strategy's simple. But when it traded 14 million, I thought, well, all of these people are underwater, so it's definitely going to gap and fill here, and it did. So that was like a nice little, I don't know if it's a renaissance, is it called? I don't know. That was followed by losses on the 6th. Twitter was obviously stupid. VVUS reminds me of a bearish ticker. VVUS on the 6th of February. Oops. Yeah, VVUS I lost on. Must have been 6th of Feb. Has to be this volume day, yeah? Ah, yeah, VVUS, I tried to play the first red day, I remember. So generally the first red day pattern is when it goes from like, it went from maybe the 220s up to the 4s, and I tried to play the first red day. I got squeezed out, and I remember this well, actually. I'm so pleased to remember this. The volume was 5 million, and it was a good first red day, but typically the stock doesn't trade any real volume, so it's easy to be manipulated. If I can get a 1 month 15-minute chart, wow, I can even get a 1 month 2-minute chart. That's cool. Just give it a sec, guys, because I'm recording and I'm on stocks to trade. Me computer's like getting on fire, my legs burning from it. But VVUS was a good first red day pattern, but I was a bit aggressive. I was a bit early, but like not really too aggressive. Like I sized in too early. Like if you look at VVUS, like this is a huge mistake I made. Like it was, because the volume doesn't trade very high normally on any other day. It's easy for it to pop up, and it popped from like the 320s to the 350s, and I was in a bit of a bad headspace. I actually cut it in the 350s and it went down to the threes. It's now in the 180s, so it was definitely a good short. But like, I should have been like honestly shorting like fifth size, then like a quarter into this resistance. I should have had like, I don't think I'm shorting all the way up here based on the volume, but I think my risk should have been about the 380s, and I should have shorted according to the 380s. I think I went way too heavy, way too early with this because I was having a bad month. That's 1,000 down, and I was like, yes, I'm making money when it was dropping, and then it fucking squeezed. The turnaround was genuinely with SLS. I mean, SLS it's ran before. It's a former runner, but gapped and failed, gapped and failed, gapped and failed, downtrend and short. Ran and then really gapped down. I mean, look at this run from 7 to 10 back in July, and it gapped all the way back down. I get confused by American dates sometimes, sorry. But so when it gapped up here on the 26th of February, it was funny because normally I'm like, if it's bullish indicators and bearish indicators, then don't trade it because it's a conflict. And the volume was like 12 million, the float was 3, so that's sorry, that's it's very bullish. Low float, high volume is very bullish, but the chart is very bearish. So I normally don't trade it, and I didn't trade it until, if you go back, to the fact that like it's not really a good trade until it rips. Like obviously this is squeezing. Like everyone's shorting this. Idiot, like not idiot shorts, but it's not a good short because it can squeeze, and it did squeeze, and then but once it squeezed to the 350s, my thought was this can squeeze through the 4s, or a lot of people can realize that it's not a good company, it shouldn't be up this much, it's a short squeeze, and it should come down. So when the volume started pushing, like I had shorts 350, 384, and obviously real time it's a bit scary. But I was like, nah, this should fail as long as it doesn't break through the 4. So I had 350, 370, 3 and 4. I didn't get executed on the 4. I got executed on the 350s and the 370 short, and it came down. And if I'd have lost, I'd have lost. When stocks rip up and squeeze and people are panicking, it's true that anything can happen. But for me, I just thought, look, it's a bad company. It shouldn't be up this much. Longs should be taking the profits here. All the shorts have covered. It's a 3 million float. It should have like squeezed, exercised everyone out. And I just intuition of seeing it, I thought it would come down. So that was a good profit. I was covering in the 280s. So bounced on 3, popped back up to 315, covered in the 280s. Could have obviously got more. It's down at 215 now, but that's okay. VXRT was the $1.6 thousand winner. And it was all based on the premise of APT. So coronavirus and VXRT are both coronavirus stocks. This is on a huge run, huge gap up. But what we've seen all too many times is, especially with APT, like the coronavirus is important, but like it's kind of fixed in China now. They've kind of secured it. So like a gap up from the 24s to the 42s is like it kind of overextended itself. People started taking profits. People started panic. And the whole sector was just oversold, and like the disease, I know the news is kind of like saying it's still going on, but it's contained in China, so it's like, and China has a dense population, so it's going to get contained around the world. The thing's over, so, and the stock was over. This washout and this halt was the end of it. I was looking at like weaker stocks, like I was looking at VXRT because it's a lower float, higher volume. You can see kind of in hindsight a volume exhaustion where it puts this massive volume in, but it doesn't hold its highs despite the huge volume. Like this crack yesterday was a sign of overextension. It's saying like we're up too much. We don't want, like we want to take profits. Like people don't have that much conviction. So when it gapped up again today, I missed a lot of the move because I was in the desert, but I showed from about 340, 350, got low, and then I added into a winner, got all my fills in the 350s, and it collapsed. I watched it test 3 quite a lot. We can zoom in here and see the test of 3. And you can see the markings from where I was analyzing, like the descending triangle is a giveaway. But I watched it bounce, and it's not easy. Like I went from up, maybe 400 here to get all my ads, and I was flat. Then I was up 700. Then I was up 400 around the 315s. And then, like, boom, I made like 1.6k. I covered everything in the 280s because I was like, yeah, I'm done. And gladly, like, I didn't get the 250s drop, but it would have been back in the 290s. So my cover was lower than what it is now. So I value that as a good trade. Good night, good bless. Let's repeat success. And that's a wrap, guys. We're 3 years into this game now, I think. So any questions, comment them below. If you want to throw out a "we will not fail," it's funny because I remember the energy and the excitement and the anticipation, and I know there'll be people there like deep, and there's another guy who's really been following recently. I wish I could remember his name, but there's if you've been watching from the beginning and you're still watching now, please comment below because I want to know who you are and I want to remember who you are, because there's people from the Live the Dream days, there's people from the Sarah the Plant days, there's people from the "we will not fail" shouting off the balcony days, and now we're making it. And I'm making it to the point where I hopefully can quit my job soon. I'm getting to the point where I'm considering quitting work because I'm not making enough yet. Like I'm making money, but I'm not making enough. But if this year continues how it is, I'll have more free time. Then if I have more free time, I can then help a couple of the longest term fans for free. So comment below if I remember your name, then you'll be one of the first in, and just peace and love, and God bless everyone, God bless the world. Like, I'm not religious, but I mean, like, just fucking, I just hope everyone's like happy and in good vibes and good energy, and I feel really pure right now. So I was so depressed for such a long time. I feel so good now. So I just hope to God that you do too, and prayers go out. Peace.